Let's head back to our other breaking news story this hour. That's the shooting in the UK near London Bridge. British police in London say several people have been stabbed and injured close to London Bridge. The Metropolitan Police says a man has been detained. The witnesses had reported hearing gunshots earlier. Some buildings have been on lockdown, and we have several people on the ground. So let's cross back to Paul Brennan. He's live for us in London. Paul, what can you tell us?
Well, we're here on St Thomas Street. Over my shoulder, you can see the south side of London Bridge. You can see the police blue lights. You can see a cordon in place here with police officers. We're right next to Guy's Hospital. And joining me is a man called Connor Allen, who is an events organiser who was driving a van across London Bridge, heading north on the bridge when all the commotion happened. You're starting to shiver. I hope you're okay.
No, yeah,
is this shock
cold.
or just cold? Okay.
It's cold.
Connor, tell me what you saw.
Yeah, so we was heading from this side of the bridge over to the bridge to our venue, Steelyard, just off Cannon Street. And as we were driving up, sort of the traffic started slowing down, and sort of vans were sort of coming down. They're going, "You need to turn around. You need to turn around."
This was something that was happening at the north side of the bridge.
North side, sort of Banks. Is that Bankside?
Yes, it is Bankside.
And yeah, as we were sort of driving up, vans were coming down saying, "No, you need to turn around." People were driving across the verge, turning around. We didn't know what to do. I've got an event going on.
Sounds like pandemonium.
It was pandemonium. It was crazy. It was madness. And then everyone then started running towards us, coming back this way. So me and my colleague Ben were sitting in the van, going, "What do we do?" A woman then come up and there's so much speculation and there's a terrorist incident. So we got out the van, and as we stepped out the van, the police were running up. As soon as the police passed us, there was gunshots. Well, I assume it was gunshots. There were pops. I don't really know what a gun sounds like, but there was gunshots, quite a few of them. Then I locked the van and we were running, and then we sort of stood up there for a bit, and I was sort of said, "Our van's there, like because it's an unattended van in the middle of the bridge." I didn't know whether that could be a problem, and then everyone then started running again, just further down that street.
I was going to say, because at one point we were quite close to the south side of the bridge, and then we were moved back. There was a flurry of activity, which I presume also impacted you when you were standing down there.
Oh yeah, there was. So it all it didn't calm down, but everyone sort of didn't know what was happening, and then they all started running. Everyone just started running again. And it's sort of what you do in that situation. You run with it. You go with it, and you don't know what the extent of it is, what's going on.
Well, I mentioned to you 2 years ago, London Bridge attacks, 2017. You know, you'll remember them. You're from this part of the world.
I think everyone remembers them, and everyone has that in the back of their head. That is that happened again, or is it a bomb? Is it a guy running around with a knife? Is it just a hoax? You sort of don't really know what's going on, and the scariest bit is when you talk to police officers and they don't know. And one guy that we was talking to was shaking. And
he's a police officer.
Police. Everyone's scared, and it's your human instinct to become a bit nervous and become a bit stressed, no matter how much training you've got. Like I've trained in events, and you can't train for this sort of thing. And you don't really. You just want to get away from it. So now we've got away from it and sort of thought, well, actually, we need to figure out what we're doing with the van. I've got an event on tonight. I think we've just spoken to some colleagues, and they're sort of very understanding, and we've got a client there, but it's pandemonium, as you said.
Yes, it is. We have the police helicopters over above us, not just one but two I've seen. You don't know. I mean, you haven't been told by the police anything about whether you're going to get back.
There was one police officer as we got out the van, and we asked what was going on. He said it was a terrorist. It was a terrorist incident. Another police officer said there was an altercation at the other end of the bridge, and then other police officers have just told us to get out of the way. And I think the main thing is because you can hear the helicopter. It felt like you was in a bit of a war zone. Got out of the van, it was all pretty surreal, and you hear these pop-in noises. You hear these. You hear the helicopters. You see police running around with guns, and they've got like these balaclavas on. It's more so that, like, even though you don't know what's happened, you're not hurt, you're not seeing anyone that's injured. It's more so the fact that you're seeing police with like balaclava. You know they're not normal police. You know But they was all pretty, like we was sitting there for about 4 minutes, and then it all sort of kicked off.
Conor, I'm grateful for your time. Thank you for joining us, and go and get somewhere warm because you are shivering. As you can hear, the impression on the bridge was one of kind of panic, essentially, in those early moments. People in buses, in vans, in cars, being told to get out as quickly as possible. What we're being told by the police is that one person has been detained. We also heard reports that one person had been shot. Now, is that the same person? Has he been treated? But also, several other people have been injured. The police are still working out the full circumstances of exactly what has gone on here. And we'll obviously bring you all the details as quickly as we can from here at the scene.
Absolutely. Paul Brennan there, live for us in central London. Thank you very much indeed. Just a quick recap there for viewers. Live pictures coming from central London after what the Met Police have described as an incident at London Bridge. The only information that they have confirmed is that they were called to a stabbing near to London Bridge. Traffic remains closed in the area. As we've been hearing from eyewitnesses, a heavy police presence and quite a significant security cordon has been put in place. The Metropolitan Police in the last couple of minutes have confirmed that one man has been shot by police. As a precaution, they're responding to the incident as though it is terror-related, but they are calling for common sense and restraint, and certainly to restrain from speculating. So we will try to abide by that here on Al Jazeera. Certainly an incident at London Bridge, a very heavy police presence, but no word yet on motive, no word yet on any specifics as to the attack. Police confirming one man has been shot by police. The London Ambulance Service have declared a major incident, and they are responding, but we still have no confirmation on any fatalities or any injuries at this stage. We will, of course, be dipping back in and out of our coverage in London, so do stay with us here on Al Jazeera.